What's driving markets? Welcome to Market Take. Each week we'll bring you our insights on the latest market and economic trends that are impacting investments. I'm your host Nicholas Fawcett, Senior Economist at the BlackRock Investment Institute. This week, we've got our eye on the release of economic data backlogged by the US government shutdown that ended last week, and what it might mean for our risk-on stance. At last, key economic data will return after the longest ever US government shutdown ended last week. Its release will help us assess our risk-on stance, which hinges on soft labour market data giving the Fed room to cut. We also watch Nvidia earnings, a key signpost given our tilt towards US stocks and the AI theme. The shutdown means there's been no official government data on the state of the labour market, but alternative data sources seem to tell the same story that allowed the Fed to start cutting in the first place, namely that the US labour market is cooling but not deteriorating. We expect the backlog data to say the same thing. That said, it's possible we won't see an October CPI release or the unemployment rate. We should still get October payrolls data, though, which will likely show a sharp drop in payrolls from deferred government layoffs earlier this year. Headlines might make much of this, but we think the Fed will already have factored it in and that a December rate cut is still in play. Our pro-risk stance centers on an overweight to US equities and the AI theme. That's why we're watching Nvidia's third quarter earnings, the last of the magnificent 7 big tech companies to report in a strong quarter, and why we're monitoring the evolution of this theme as it becomes more capital intensive. We see growing divergence between the US and Europe in earnings, and we think structural constraints like low productivity will limit future growth. That keeps us neutral European stocks, though we do like select sectors such as financials and industrials. Here's our market take. The reopening of the US government provides key macro data we've been lacking. We look for confirmation of a soft labour market, paving the way for rate cuts that support our pro-risk stance. For details, read our weekly market commentary. Go to www.blackrock.com/weekly-commentary. Thank you for tuning in. If you've enjoyed this episode, subscribe to Market Take wherever you get your podcasts.
This material is intended for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, a recommendation, or an offer or solicitation to purchase or sell any securities, funds, or strategies to any person in any jurisdiction in which an offer, solicitation, purchase, or sale would be unlawful under the securities laws of such jurisdiction. The opinions expressed are as of the date of publication and are subject to change without notice. Reliance upon information in this material is at the sole discretion of the listener. Investing involves risks. BlackRock does and may seek to do business with companies covered in this podcast. As a result, listeners should be aware that the firm may have a conflict of interest that could affect the objectivity of this podcast. For more information, visit blackrock.com/thebid.